G'day fellas, in this video I'm going to show you how to take your Beyond All Reason gameplay to the next level, and that is through widgets. Widgets are a customizable tool that you can use to change the way that your game looks, how it displays information to you. So I'm going to go through a guide right now on the widgets that I use, because I've had a lot of comments about them asking, where can I get these widgets from? How do I do all that stuff? So there's going to be two parts. The first part focuses on the widgets that I've got, and the second part is going to be how you can go about installing them, as well as where you can find them. I'll leave a link in the description to a Discord server, which is the Beyond All Reason Discord server. And that's going to have a link through to one of my threads that I've made where I have every single one of these ready to download. So let's get into it. We'll start with a very simple one. So you're, and excuse me, because I am sick at the moment, so I will just apologize in advance. So we'll start with a very simple widget. And the way that this works is, well, it's quite simple. You'll be familiar with this little ring around the commander. This ring denotes or displays his build area, his build radius. As long as he's building within this radius, he's not going to have to move. But the problem is, as soon as he moves out of it, then all of a sudden that circle changes. So as an example, let's take a look here. Let's say, all right, let's pretend we want to start off by doing this, and then we're going to put down some wins. And I want to put my wins down somewhere where I know my commander is going to have those in range, but also that he's not going to be blocking them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them down. The problem is that circle is gone. Now, technically, it is still there. It's just very, very faint. If you zoom in, you will see it just where my cursor is right now. You can see right on the edge. So the first widget that I'm going to be recommending you use actually increases the opacity. So it is called the build power radius, and that's going to increase the opacity of that ring so it becomes visible once again. And I love this. It's really, really simple, but it helps you out because now all of a sudden you've built your 3 mexes and you're wondering, where do I go? Where do I build? Because now all of a sudden you've got the ability to do that. So I know I can put down pixel perfect wins every single time. And just another thing to note, that it's based on where the center of the building is. So you can see right here, I know that this wind, my commander's not going to have to move for it. I can build that safely. I can build it exactly where I want. So that's the first tool that I use, and you can see each building's got a different location as to where their center is. So that one right there, I can tell you right now, I'm going to have to move just an inch for it. Oh, never mind. There you go. It turns out I'm not perfect. All right. So the next tool that we're going to do, this is a brand new tool that I've only recently had, but it is by far one of the best tools that I've got. This may blow your mind if you haven't already seen it. It is called the build grid. The build grid allows you to have a grid without having to count all of your little spots that you're going to build things. So basically the way that it works in Beyond All Reason is you can't just put down buildings wherever you like. There's actually specific locations that they go down. So you can see right here that if I was to build the radar tower, I can build it here or here. There's no middle ground. So it's very specific and it's tied to a grid. So what does this do? Well, this gives you access to a grid. And not just a grid, but an absolutely amazing grid. It's based on the corner of the map closest to you, the one that you spawn. So you can see right here, and you can see it begins to come across. Now it's customizable. I haven't customized it. Everything that I've got here is just very basic. And you might be wondering, okay, but Drongo, why would I possibly need that? Well, a grid helps you with a lot of different things. It can help you optimize your base building. It can help you optimize your placement of things, but it just, for the people with obsessive compulsive disorder out there, like myself, it just allows you to avoid creating. As an example, this is what I used to have to do. I'm not even kidding you. I would place down my bot labs, and I would place down a lot of them. I'd go like that. Now, I don't want to build those. Let's send the commander over there. But I would place, I'm not even kidding you, I would place down the bot labs like that, and then I would draw out on the edges of them like that, and I'd say, okay, so that's where I want to have all of my buildings, and you can see as a result, it kind of gets messed up there. And so now I know that's where I want to place my buildings, and then I would measure it based on my metal storages as well, because it was complicated. It's complex. You don't have to do that anymore, and this changes that. So just to quickly run you through some tips for base building, let's just put some cheats on, and no cost. Oh, I don't think we've got. it's just cheat and no cost. So just some quick tips for base building that allow you to really excel with this. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop down a whole bunch of nanos, and we want to build them in a 4x4 block, which is what we've got right here. It's the most optimal way to build nanos because it gives them a really solid reach. And at the same time, what we're also going to do is we're going to throw down our advanced plant. We're going to get out an advanced constructor, and now we're going to build our fusion or our aphis right next to these nanos. And that's going to allow, so this is the way I find the most optimal building of an eco. It looks something like this, and then a whole bunch of metal energy converters. So that's essentially it. And this allows you to take that anywhere. Anywhere on the map, I can say, okay, this is my spot that I've spawned. Maybe I spawned over here, okay? This is where I've spawned. So I want to do that. And it just allows me to do that with a very in a very controlled manner. I know that, you know, as an example, maybe I want to preload or pre-build, say, a nano right here, and then I want to make sure that it's in distance, but I also want to start my base building here, so I can build my first 16 nanos there, and then I can also throw down my aphis, followed by my energy. Where are my energies? There they are. And followed by that, and there you go. It basically just allows you to do that. So that's a really, really cool one. I love that one as well. Next one we're going to have to turn off cheats for, so we'll just turn off no cost. So this is a really... it's nice. Okay, so what I'm going to show you is basically what the standard is, and then what this does. Okay, so this is me building a vehicle lab at the moment. Now, that is not what I wanted to do right there. I did not want to build the vehicle lab that quickly. So I'm going to build the vehicle lab over here without the assistance of my nanos. So you can see from this position, I've got no idea how long that vehicle lab takes. Now, I can zoom in on it, and I can see it's 25%, but I still don't know how long it's going to take. So what I'm going to do... Now, there is normally a little ETA that will pop up and it will tell you how long it's going to take. I'm going to put on a widget that allows you, or rather, it just increases the font size of the time that it takes to build, and also the draw distance. So you can see it's drawing all the way from out here. I can read that clearly, 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. I can zoom right in. So it's a nice little simple one. Nothing too crazy there. Really, really, really cool. I like it. It's just one of those things that improves the quality of life of the game. And yeah, it allows you to sync up a lot of things and gives you a lot more information. So next one that we're going to be doing, we'll save the Pinwheel for a little bit for the last one, because that's definitely the best one. We'll talk about priority construction turrets. This is actually quite a big one. So basically what this does is it allows you to prioritize construction turrets. So if we take a look at, let's get, I think they should be able to reach, oh, it's going to be close. That's all right. Don't worry. It's too long for these guys to come back. So we're just going to have to wait 15 seconds. So basically, when you're scaling your economy, construction turrets are really important because these things are cheap and they pack a punch when it comes to their build power. So ideally, when you're scaling your economy, you want to make sure that you're prioritizing your construction turrets, and that's exactly what this allows you to do. So let's get our two constructors out here. We've got control 1 and control 2. So let's say I'm building an aphis, but maybe my aphis is not building fast enough, or you can see right here, maybe I'm not draining my metal fast enough. So what I want to do, I want to make more construction turrets. So I'm going to build a block. Let's keep it in theme. I'm going to build more down here, and when I do that, what's going to happen is everybody who's in reach is going to immediately turn around and assist with that. And then the next one, and then the next one. And then that way, they just go back to work with the aphis. I never had to tell them. I never had to command them. All it does is it just does a check. Is there a nano or a construction turret in range that I can hit? Yes, there is. Okay, I'm going to do it. And I've actually just put forward a suggestion because I had a friend reached out to me from Age of Empires 4. And he basically said, hey, Drongo, I saw you using that widget. That's really cool. Can you link me to it? And so I linked it, and he's like, this is kind of crazy. And he said, what if you could make a widget? And I'm confident you could do it. What if you made a widget that automatically reclaims enemy units with your construction towers? So you, like, imagine a raid comes through and you just start reclaiming the units. You don't have to click on them. You don't have to do anything. I'm like, that's going to get banned real quickly. Like, that's crazy how good that would be. So watch this space. So anyway, let's move forward to our next widget. It's going to be Reclaim Field Highlight. Honestly, if I had to rank these on in a tier list, so many of these would be S tier. Like, for me personally, Building Grid is S tier, but Reclaim Field Highlight is objectively an S tier thing. So basically the way it works is you've got Reclaim all over maps, and normally it's metal that we're prioritizing here. So what happens is you can't tell, right? Like, I can see there's a lot of rocks here, but I don't know what that is. And sometimes you'll see a whole bunch of wrecks, and you'll look at it and you'll be like, okay. What this allows you to do is with any constructor selected. Now, sometimes it does work, sometimes it doesn't work. Let's see if it's going to work for us today. It might not work, which would be quite awkward. I have noticed. I'll be honest. I have noticed. Oh, it says it's loading, so it might still be loading. I don't know exactly how it works and the way that it loads, but essentially what it does, and it takes some time for this. Did I turn it on? I turned it on, right? Yeah, I turned it on. So I don't know why it takes so long. Let's get a Lazarus out, because these are the guys that you're normally doing all your reclaim with. But basically what it does is it allows you to see on your screen big fields of reclaim. It will start to draw for you. It will say, here is a big reclaim field, 1.2k metal. And then that allows you to prioritize that. Now, obviously this isn't the best demonstration in the sense that it's not working for me at the moment. Some games it works flawlessly. Some games it takes a couple of minutes to turn on. So we'll just keep waiting for it, and then we'll come back to it hopefully when we remember. Now, the next thing is going to be your Pinwheel. Yes, if you've ever played League of Legends, Dota 2, you'll be familiar with the Pinwheel. I need help, question mark, question mark, question mark. I've got friends that play League of Legends, and they are very toxic people. And so one of the things that they do, there's this new, it's like a fishing hook or something like that. It's the bait, basically. And they're saying like bait, but people use it to say like, go and, put the hook around your neck sort of thing. And obviously, so look, we're not going to do that with our Pinwheel. Our Pinwheel doesn't have that. So removed build spacing lure. I don't know what all that is, but anyway, let's, did they remove my grid? You better not remove my grid. So we still don't have the reclaim up. I'm just going to turn it off and turn it on again. Let's see if we can get that reclaim field highlighting. Yeah, still not working. Don't worry, it'll come. So let's talk about this. So my hotkey, the default hotkey, now I've got everything default. I haven't customized this, but it is completely customizable. So Alt F, basically. And you've got two options. You've got a left click and a right click message. So each one's different. So the first one, we'll go through left click. So I'm going to press Alt F. So I'm just out here. And let's say that there are some units coming down here. So I'm going to press Alt F, left click, and then I'm going to put over here. You can see, alert. So it sends a ping to everybody on my team, alert. And then I can just go Alt and then do Alt F, left click, alert. And I can just spam it out like I'm playing League of Legends, and it tells you that there is an alert on the way. And there's obviously a lot of different ways that you can use this. Maybe you want some defense coming in. So you can say, defend this point, defend this point. You want to retreat, there you go. But you've also got your right click options, which are a little bit more fun for me. So we've got Alt F and then I'm right clicking. Danger, sorry, lol, no, on my way, for sale, thank you, and good job. So I'm often using this one, for sale, for sale. Just let everybody know, hey guys, I'm online, my T2's ready. If you want to buy, now's the time. That's the sort of thing. Now, another thing to note, if you guys, if you know the solution to this, please let me know. You'll see on the bottom, I've got all my idle constructors, but for some reason the Lazarus doesn't show up here. I swear it used to show up. Can you let me know in the comments if your Lazarus shows up in your thing? And if so, if you know how to get it to show up for me, please let me know, because so many of my Lazarus are just sitting idle and I'm dying. It's like, it's killing me because I'm like, why aren't you guys telling me? But anyway, it looks like our construction field is not working. Do we try and let's load into another game. Let's just give it one more go. I'm going to do this. Now, another thing to note. So I'm on a brand new PC at the moment. And for some reason, beyond all reason, isn't working in borderless windowed mode. So I have to run this in full screen, which means that things are going to be a lot slower because we are going to have to alt-tab a little bit later to Discord. So I'm just letting you know there's going to be about an 8-second black screen that we're going to have to live through, just simply because for whatever reason the game won't work in borderless at the moment. So let's just go in. Now we do have our reclaim field highlighter on. So yeah, so it's still not working. It's still not working. And we've got the construction unit selected. So unfortunately that doesn't show. So that's going to conclude the first portion of this video. Second portion, let's get into it. I'm going to alt tab right now. Black screen. Yes, it is a black screen. But I assure you, don't worry. We're going to just be hitting the... we're going into Discord right now. So this is the bar Discord, the official Beyond All Reason Discord that I'm showing you. So there is a wonderful resource that you can use for widgets. And it's an entire forum that they've got where all their widgets are posted. And you can see here I've got the Reclaim Field highlight currently up. This is what it actually looks like when it's working. You may remember it from games that I've casted. So that's what it actually looks like. You can browse through widgets here. There are absolutely huge amounts of them. There's heaps of the ones that I've talked about already, as well as lots of other ones. But let's go through a little guide that I've put together for you. So once again, link will be in the description for this. So Drongo's widget guide. So this thread we use to provide a quick guide to the widgets I use, and will be linked directly to a YouTube video I'll be posting shortly, or shortly posting. So we're gonna create a folder in the directory you installed bar in widgets. So this is where mine's located. So you can just put in your username if you've installed it in the same place, because you can install it in lots of different places. But that's essentially what you're going to need to do. It needs to be called widgets. And then you download the Lua file. So the reason why I've done this is because for some reason, not all of the threads have an easy to download thing. Like a lot of the threads, I will download them, and it like sends me to a GitHub, and then I have to go to the raw data, and then I got to copy the raw data, put it in a notepad, save it as a .lua file, and it's like all I want is just a file to click here, download, and then just chuck it in. And so not everyone's done that, so I've just made sure that I've compiled it there. You can see we've still got the link to the original threads with credit to the author as well. So make sure you check those out if you're interested. But that's pretty much it. Nice and simple. One other thing to note is that F11 is your hotkey for widget selector, but it doesn't work at the moment until you type in /widget selector. Once that works, you can use F11. So if I press F11 on my keyboard, it will come up with the widget selector, but it wasn't doing that before, so you actually have to type in widget selector like that, then it will come up. But once it comes up for the first time, then you can just use F11 to do it. Apparently, people were pressing F11 and not meaning to get the widget selector, so that's why they took it out. But anyway, that's going to be it. If you've got any feedback, please let me know. If you've got any questions, please let me know. And as always, I'll catch you guys in the next one.